Hi guys, Ash here with Absolute Value Tarot. I really want to bring to you a reading that is just for one generation in particular out there, and that is for my Gen Zers. I dedicate this reading to Gen Z. I'll get into why in a few minutes as I get into the reading, but I just want to say you guys are an amazing generation. You guys are absolutely changing the world. You've caused social revolutions that I don't think anyone saw coming and that were desperately needed. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And today we're going to do a reading with the Wild Reflections Tarot deck. And it's a beautiful deck. And I really look forward to pulling some cards with you guys. So without further ado, this is a reading, Celtic Cross, dedicated to Gen Z. Dear Spirit, what message do you have for Gen Z today? And for this week coming up? And for the month coming up? All right, Gen Z, what is your current energy today? Let's see. We have the Two of Cups. What a cute card. Can't wait to show it to you. Crossed by the Six of Cups. It's already an emotional reading. The root is the Six of Swords. Ooh, we have two sixes. That's the number of harmony, by the way. You just went through the Five of Cups. We'll go through what all the cards mean one by one. You're expecting the Four of Pentacles. Right around the corner, Five of Pentacles. Luckily, it's in reverse. How you guys see yourself? Ace of Cups. Other people see you as the Empress. Beautiful energy. Your hope or your fear is the Queen of Pentacles. And what is your outcome for the near future? The Eight of Pentacles. And what you don't see coming is the Seven of Cups. All right, guys, Gen Z, let's get into this. So what we're dealing with right now is Two of Cups. It says it's in reverse, so that's kind of a sad card. It's a card of a romantic proposal, and it's a lovely card of a couple sitting face to face, and they're in spiritual union with each other. And so what's happening is that your current energy is that you're experiencing a loss of a spiritual union of some sort. It could be a rejection. It could be you rejecting someone or someone rejecting you. And it's quite a sad event. And I believe that what's happening is you're reminiscing on a recent rejection. The reason I say that is because in the recent past, you were living in the Five of Cups energy, which is a beautiful card, but it's quite sad. It's about dwelling or feeling a huge loss, a sense of loss. And given all the cups in this reading, I believe it's a romantic loss. So it's a loss in your life, either love to yourself, love to a friend, or love from a friend or from a partner, or even with yourself. So you've been dealing with some emotional pain is what I'm picking up on. And we're all here for each other, as you guys know. So what we're dealing with in terms of our obstacle is the Six of Cups upright. So it sounds to me like you guys are dwelling on the past. The reason I say that is because the Six of Cups obstacle was in reverse. And so when it's in reverse, it just means that you're having memories from your childhood that are influencing you a little bit negatively right now. So you're dealing with some emotional pain, and it's stemming from feeling nostalgic about your past, either that you miss it desperately right now, or you're remembering events in your childhood that were just not fun, not good to deal with. And in fact, I get the feeling that you think your childhood has affected your love life adversely today. And so you may be in a state where you are remembering things from your past, from your childhood, and you're thinking, oh, that's why I'm not able to date anyone, or that's why I'm not able to love myself, because I wasn't loved enough as a child. So that's a very painful thought to have. However, sometimes it's a very healthy beginning to a therapeutic process that can help us get out of our shadow. Wow, Gen Z. You guys are just so beautiful. Okay, so the cause or the root of the situation is having trouble moving on from the past, which is the Six of Swords in reverse. Look at this beautiful card. So it represents moving on from something very difficult that you need to move on from. And the fact that it's in reverse means you're really struggling to move on, or you're moving on mentally, but you can't move on physically. For some reason, you're tied in a house or a living situation and you just can't get out of it. So you're stuck there and you're having to live with your parents, for example, and you really want to move out and have your own place, but you can't afford it because housing is exorbitant right now. No one can afford to live on their own. So you're in a situation that you're stuck in and it's affecting you currently. And you actually think it's affecting your love life or your dating life or your love for yourself. And that's harsh. So you're expecting to get the Four of Pentacles in reverse, which is actually a positive card. So what you're expecting to do is to be able to let go of things that you've been holding on to tightly. So this makes perfect sense. It fits right into the reading. And so you're expecting to be letting go of things that you need to let go of. So that's super positive, Gen Z. That's super, super positive. Okay, so you're expecting to let go. Let's see what will actually happen. So what will actually happen is that this state of feeling homeless or not having a home of your own is going to end. And so the Five of Pentacles is not literally necessarily about being unhoused. It's about a sense of not belonging anywhere. And the fact that it's in reverse means that you are finding your grounding. You're grounding yourself. You're finding your home. And this is in the very near future. This is right around the corner. Okay, so this is really, really good. You're going to find an outlet for a home that you've been craving, a shelter, a place where you can be spiritually safe, where you can be emotionally safe, and where you have the resources to be physically safe. So that's amazing, you guys. Wow, a lot going on. I feel it in my heart. So the way you're seeing yourself is that you're having trouble with an emotional gift that you've just received. So you've received an emotional gift, which means maybe an offer of love, and you're not accepting it. It's like, or you accept it, but you don't know what to do with it. You're not processing it in a way that feels healthy or authentic to you. It's just inauthentic. You're like, okay, yeah, I'll go on a date with you, but I'm just not really into you. It's that kind of thing. And so you're just in emotional pain, and that's how you see yourself in your current situation. However, other people see you as someone who's capable of creating something very beautiful. You're very grounded. This is how people see you. And they see you as someone not only capable of creation, but who is actually practicing creation. And it's an absolutely stunning card. And I think sometimes we can use how people see us to reassure us that on the outside and the way we're connecting with the community is actually much more positive than what we're feeling inside. And I kind of like this position, and I love this card for you. Okay, you guys are the creators of a new earth, and that's why I'm dedicating this reading to you. You guys have brought empathy back to the world, and I don't know when the last time planet Earth saw empathy in the human species, but you guys have just magically revolted and turned the world upside down in a way that we now feel for each other. We now observe how each other feel. Thank you so much for that gift. That's why this reading is dedicated to you. So, this is your hope or your fear. So, the Queen of Pentacles is a very strong figure, someone who has mastered life and who is now pursuing the arts. And she's expressing herself creatively, similar to the Empress. However, your fear is that you're not going to be able to express yourself authentically. You're not going to be able to create what you envision. So that's a fear that you're having. Let's see what the outcome is. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So this suggests a lack of focus when you're trying to pursue what you love. And I have a feeling, I'm getting the word distracted. I have a feeling that there's a distraction going on. As you're trying to do your work, as you're trying to pursue your dreams, you are very distracted. And this is going to be the outcome where you're learning to deal with distractions of thoughts from the past with the present moment and how it's going to affect your future. So you guys, like, what is distracting you from pursuing your passion right now? And what's stopping you? Is it your own inner thoughts? How do we deal with our inner thoughts? Man, you guys, I've spent my whole life trying to deal with my inner thoughts. And with time and with a lot of love to yourself, it helps. And not only does it help, but you actually become a more beautiful human being because of what you've suffered, because of all the thoughts you've had. It helps form you as a person, and it makes you a true gift to whoever comes into contact with you. So thank you for taking the time right now to deal with your pain in order to be able to be a gift to people in the future. You are a ray of light. Don't forget that. And what you don't see coming is the 7 deadly sins inspired card, which is about 7 great temptations in life. So what you don't see coming is that you're going to be given lots of offers, lots of temptations. And the question is, how do you deal with it? Do you say yes? Do you say no? And the best answer when you're tempted with something that doesn't authentically suit yourself is to say no. So you are going to be thrown a few curveballs in the near future. And it really is up to you to stand your ground, be like the Empress, be grounded, and say, no, this is not for me. Okay, you guys? I really feel for you. And right under the 7 of Cups, we have the Lovers. So this may also be in your near future. It may also be something you don't see coming. And if you are dealing with a romantic rejection, as the 2 of Cups suggests, as your current energy, fear not, because there is someone much, much better on the horizon. It's such a beautiful reading, you guys. I've been very, very fortunate to work with a lot of people from the Gen Z generation. I'm Gen X myself, so I'm right on the cusp of Gen X and Millennial. However, I identify as Gen X, and so that's who I am. And the reason I identify as Gen X is just the way I was brought up. I know I was brought up in a quite an old-fashioned household, like a lot of rules. And my parents aren't even baby boomers; they were older, and they're actually from the silent generation. So I'm really fascinated generations and how we influence each other. I think we have a very profound identity, that stems from when we were born and how we were influenced by the world we were in. And Gen Zers are the masters of adaptability. You guys were born into a world that is constantly changing. And it's a lot for people who are older than you to deal with. We don't adapt very well sometimes. And I think some of you guys are befuddled at our lack of adaptation and just how much we struggle to click and hold and press and hold on an app icon to quit an app, for example, on a phone. We just really struggle with things that are so intuitive to you. And it's not just zeros and ones, and you guys are intuitively good at communicating, at putting ideas through that are passionate. You guys are the wands, man. You guys are the wands. You guys are all about passion, motivation, enthusiasm. And sometimes it doesn't show when we see you in person, but there's a lot going on underneath the surface. And I'm just so excited for you to get through this difficult phase, this challenging phase. And I really pray for you that you see the gift that this is, that you become a person who is much more developed and much more rich in spirit. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so, so much for being here. And Gen Z, stay cool. Thank you so, so much for being here and watching this reading. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope it gave you some insight. You're the best. Rock on.